put out your theme song. Welcome to Days of the Dead.
Thank you
Welcome
so
back, I
much.
should
Oh my
say.
gosh, this is great. I love Atlanta, so I'm very glad I'm here.
There you go. Where are you from originally?
Phoenix,
Phoenix.
Arizona.
That's hot.
Very hot. Yeah.
That's very hot. You know, we were just there
Oh,
for Days of the Dead
Oh, yeah.
Phoenix in
Nice.
June, where it was really hot.
Yeah.
I felt like Satan
Very
was
hot.
breathing on you.
Yes, I know that feeling very well.
Awesome. Born and raised Phoenix?
Yep.
Wonderful. So let's begin this one. You're a young fella. Can we talk about your acting journey? When did this begin for you?
Well, I started acting when I was 5. And I went to an acting camp called CGTV. And then through them, I got set up with just like a trainee agency and like a manager, you know. And then after that, you know, I just auditioned for stuff. I got a K Jewelers commercial, which was my first ever gig ever. Then I got a Criminal Minds show, like episode role, and after that I got it. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy how just things escalated so quickly. But you know, and that's kind of how it started. And then yeah, I mean, the rest is history, I guess. Yeah. So.
When you were a little guy, when you were a tyke, did you like watch TV and say, I want to do that? Or not really?
I mean, I always liked watching shows, whether it was like SpongeBob or like Ni Hao Kai Lan. You know, that was my show. Bubble Guppies, it's a really good one. But like, I mean, it never really got brought to my attention until my grandpa told my mom. He was like, you know, you'd be a good actor, you know. And my mom was like, I don't know about that, because like she just didn't want to be like a stage mom, you know, that type of stereotype. But she asked me, and I was like, yeah, sure, I want to do it. So we went to like this acting camp, which I already said, CGTV, and there was like an audition to be in the camp. So it was like, so you kind of had to like have this whole monologue, and it turns out they only accepted 13 and older, and I was like 4, 5, and I was like the youngest in the room, and I was just, you know, I was very charismatic, you know, and I was myself. I had no clue about this age gap or age limit. I was just there because I just wanted to have fun, you know, because I thought it was fun. And then the audition was like, oh my gosh, you know, hey, Adrian Armonte, who runs the camp, very good friend. I love him very much. The audition was like, hey, Adrian, you know, you should really like take a chance on this kid, you know, like he's I know he's pretty young and he never like trained, I guess, that young before, but I think we should like take a chance on him. And he was like, you know, all right, I guess we'll give it a shot. And you know, now they take kids a lot younger than the age limit now because of me. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, that was pretty fun. And just the camp was so fun. I had a great time. I learned so much, and to me, it didn't really feel like a camp. It felt more like just this fun experience, you know, that I just got to do, and I learned so much, and I'm very grateful for it, for sure.
Was this like a sleepaway type camp where you went away for a long time, or was it a day camp?
It was, well, so the auditions were in Phoenix, but it was LA camp. So the camp was in LA. It was so fun, and it was like a sleepover camp, so we were there for about like a week or 2, if I can remember. It's very long ago. But, you know, and then you'd wake up, you'd go, and then you start the day, and then you just get a lecture about acting, and fun stuff. And then in the end, you got to do this play, which set me up with my old agent manager, and basically it was to show your skills to all the agencies and stuff. So that's kind of like how they really set you up at camp, which is so beneficial for sure if you want to break into the industry. Yeah, I mean, so answer your question, yeah, it was like a sleepover camp.
Yeah, so you had to actually go away for this.
Yeah, but I was with my mom, so it wasn't like they just shipped 5-year-old, 4-year-old me there.
Good luck,
No.
kid.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Like my parents were there, and some of the kids that were there too, they had their parents, so it wasn't like it was just a kids thing. So yeah.
Did you make friends that you're still in touch with today?
Oh,
Or is it just way too long ago and you were way too young?
way too long ago.
And they were too much of an age gap, it was creepy.
Yeah, there was a very big age gap with everyone. But I remember one of my memories there was one of the people there. She was a little bit old. She was older than me, but she taught me how to play Minecraft, like craft stuff. So that was like a core memory. But other than that, no. I'm the only person like I can really remember was Adrian.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah. But hopefully all those people are doing well. You know, and I had a good time.
So, you're here obviously because of it.
Yeah.
We all love
Yes.
it, right? Are you a horror fan yourself?
Yeah, I love horror. I mean, I think like I always watch them at like sleepovers or whatever, just fun to like have that thrill and that adrenaline rush. That's so fun for me, and I really like it, But I think like horror kind of got ruined because like I'm always like thinking like, oh, how is that like shot being filmed? Like, oh, that's cool how they did that, I'm not really paying attention to the story. I'm more just like thinking about the actual
Technical aspect.
yeah, behind the scenes stuff. Because I know it's all fake. Because I've been on multiple horror film sets before, and all my friends are like, "Oh my god, this is so scary." And I'm like,
So, what was your horror journey? Do you remember your first horror film?
"Yeah, it was my first horror."
Yeah. Was it in research for this film, or was it just because?
It was just because I had no idea what it was when I was that age. So I really just auditioned for the role. My parents were like,
I don't know. It's a horror film.
We're off, Kale.
It's all good. But they were like, it's a horror film. I don't know if we should do this because I'm like 7, 8 at the time. But all right, cool. But some of the people that we're still friends with today, my parents' friends, they're like, oh my gosh, it's so massive. It's such a massive franchise. Stephen King, such an amazing author. You should definitely do this. And they're like, okay, all right, we'll give it a shot. And I got the role. So yeah, that's kind of how it works. But yeah.
Such a memorable scene, that opening kill in the original It and in yours. It's so frightening and visceral.
Thank you.
And a cautionary tale to your children. Don't talk to strangers at all.
For sure. Don't talk to people you don't know,
Even
especially
if they got
if-
balloons, don't do it.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely. I agree.
I'm pro showing your children that opening scene of it. Just see? Don't.
Oh yeah, just don't.
And
Just
stay out of the gutter.
Sure.
don't. No, yeah, for sure.
Before I continue, do we have any audience questions? Yeah.
Any fun hobbies like boxing or something like that?
Yeah, I play baseball, so I play baseball for my high school, so yeah, it's pretty fun. But that's my one hobby. I play video games, so yeah. Well, what about you?
Yeah. What would Bodie be up to these days? Rock and Pete?
Oh, Bodie, man, he's probably. I think in the film he was 1 year younger than me, so he's 15 right now, because I'm 16. He'd probably be if I had to think, he'd probably just be chilling, probably playing video games, some Fortnite. I feel like he's a Fortnite guy. I used to be a big Fortnite guy, but not really anymore. But probably be playing Fortnite on a PC with a key he made or whatever,
All the keys word were gotten rid of and they don't have any more.
I know, but they could also open the door again, and Bodhi could just like open it and be like, okay, I need one key, I need one last key.
They can't. They got rid of the Omega key too, remember?
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Oh my goodness. Well, like, remember there was also whispering at the end of the last episode too. So
There
Yeah.
weren't any. This was a fine finale.
possibly, maybe. I mean, the show did end, so you're most likely correct. But yeah, he'd probably just be like just chilling around, having a good time, just probably with his friends, or I don't know. I mean, lives in a big house, so
President.
what?
Class president.
Class president? I don't think.
In charge of all the parties.
No, I don't think so. I feel like Nina would not let that slide. But yeah, that's what I think. Probably just be playing video games, to be honest.
Still drinking like a lot of milk.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I
100%
thought you were in
bacon.
Charleston. You were talking about the milk.
Oh yeah, milk. Just I love milk. It's so great. But yeah, I love milk. But yeah, probably that.
What's your milk of choice?
Chocolate milk
Chocolate.
all the way.
Whole
Regular
milk, non-fat.
whole milk possibly, but you know, so many uses for milk. You know, you just like it's there's just so many uses for it, and it never gets old. You can put in cereal, you drink it by itself, put chocolate in it and make chocolate milk. You can you can make so much. You can make buttermilk pancakes. Oh my god, those are so good.
Have
But
you
yeah.
ever been in a milk ad? Because
No.
you should be. You're like a poster child
I know.
for milk right
I
now.
love milk. Freaking love milk. I think they got rid of those ads. They
I
got
know,
milk
right?
ads.
Revamp.
But yeah, they bring them back. You know what to call. But yeah, but definitely favorite type of milk, chocolate milk.
Same. I'm 40 years old. Same. You never grow out of it.
For sure. No, definitely.
Anyone else? No? All right, I'll continue on. So obviously we started talking about it. Do you remember what your audition was like?
Yeah, I remember the first audition at home very vividly, but I do remember going in. I got a call back for it, and I had to go and audition in person in front of Andy and Barbara Muschietti, and I just remember like just being there, being a little scared, but like excited, very excited. And they were so kind, and they really I really felt like comfortable around them, because like usually when you do auditions, especially in person, I do them all over tape now, but when I used to do them in person, it felt very uptight, and everyone's like, oh, I have a schedule, I gotta get all these kids in and record them, because we gotta run this business. But Kenny and Barbara, they made me feel like, just take your time and like have fun with it, And they made me do the Yo Float too, right there in front of them. And they were like, oh, that was so good. And I was like, oh, thank you very much. But yeah, I love Andy and Barbara so much. I haven't seen them in a long, long time, but I miss them. I really do. They're so awesome. And Andy really, really helped me out for sure to like start up my acting career. So all praises. Favorite director ever is Andy, 100%. And that family, it always stays with you for sure. Like the first experience you have on your first film, it never leaves you. So for them, I'm so grateful.
So how did you prepare for this role? You were so young. Like, what was your method for memorizing your lines at that age?
My mom would usually just help me. She'd just repeat, so I'd like look at the words, and we just run it over and over and over again until it was just embedded in my brain, And then I'd just do it, and then she would help me like deliver them and be like, okay, Jackson, like this is how I think that the character is, but you can always like put your own spin on it. But she was like, just act like you think Oh, sorry.
I'm talking to your mom.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Wait, what?
Troublemaker.
My mom. Okay. But
No.
but yeah, it just my mom would literally just run them with me over and over again.
Wow.
So yeah.
Is she an actor too?
No,
Well,
she
it sounds like
is.
she should be.
She used to be
Oh,
actually.
there you go. So
Yeah.
It sounds like she has good instincts.
Yes, she does. I think, I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, she gave up her acting career to be a mom, you know, take care of, and just, she was like, I gotta take care of me and my sister, and she gave up that dream for me. So for her, I'm very grateful, and hopefully, I can just, I don't know. I mean, mother's love never, ends, so it's always unconditional. So she loves me in whatever I do. But I definitely think, I'm very grateful that, she trusts me with, an acting career, and she is always there to support me. So, yeah,
Sounds like a wonderful mom.
she's a very great mom.
Aww, can we get aw? Aww. Amazing though, because not
Yeah, for
everyone
sure.
has that.
Yeah, I'm very, very lucky.
Yeah,
Very
it's
grateful.
wonderful. So, what were some of the challenges on playing Georgie? Like day of shooting, when it's real time, this is it.
There's no like actual when it comes to acting, just for me, there is no really hard stuff. It's just you're just there, you act, and you have fun, and you act like the character. But like the worst part of acting as Georgie was just the rain. It was literally just the cold rain. That was literally it. That was literally the only thing. It wasn't like it was like so bad too, but it was pretty cold. But after the day it was done, it was I was like, okay, well, that was it. I'm out of the rain now. But I just remember it was so fun. Whether it was hitting my head on like the just like the barricade. I guess I did that with that stunt on my own.
Really?
Yeah, they got rid of the stunt double, and I was like, I want to do it, and they're like, okay. So
You're on, kid.
yeah, I did my own stunt. So
Did you get stunt pay? Did he get stunt pay?
no, that was not in my contract.
You have second chance.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm just doing that to look like a badass. But it was just like I had so much fun. It was just so surreal because that was like the first real like big project I was on. And it was so special to me. I was learning so much. And I had a great time. So yeah.
That's amazing. Now, okay, so it's been a long time since I've seen your films. Okay.
No worries.
I'm off again, Kale. Anyway, it's been a long time since I've seen the remakes of it.
Yeah.
Am I remembering correctly that you come back in like a hallucination scene? Or no?
In chapter 2?
Yes.
Yes, actually, it's not a hallucination. I guess you could say it is.
I could be so wrong.
No, but Pennywise basically he sets up this trap for older Billy, and we're in the basement again, and I'm saying, you lie and I die.
Yeah.
That's I'm pretty sure what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean, he was trying to get to Billy one last time before he decides the jig is up, Pennywise, you gotta die now. But yeah, yes, I was.
So did you film that, because they obviously knew they were going to make a chapter 2, did you film that around the same time, or did you have to go back a year or 2 later to film it?
I mean, yeah, they definitely, I'm pretty sure, and I thank Andy and the writers and Barbara for this. I don't think I think they just wrote that in just so I could come back again.
Oh.
I don't think genuinely, I don't think that part of the story was that necessary, but I think they just wrote that in so I could come back, which I very much appreciate, because it was fun seeing Andy and all the people again. And then I didn't even know, but Sean McAvoy, Professor X,
I didn't even know that he was that big of an actor when I was there. I was just like, oh, this guy's cool. And I look back and I'm like, oh my gosh. I was, filming with, person that was part of the Marvel franchise. And so many other films.
Big movie star.
Big movie star.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh. And I was like, man, I should have at least had took a photo with him or something. But I mean, we weren't we didn't really talk that much because, he was in a mode, trying to get into his character, and I was just, just trying to respect that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I had a good time filming chapter 2. Obviously, I think chapter 1 is far superior. I think it's the best out of the 2. I mean, yeah, I'm very grateful I was brought back in the second one. So yeah.
I love a good callback. Now, it's so funny. I'm going to tell you my story about going to see your film in the theater, okay? Okay. So, I've been obsessed with horror since I was 8 years old, and nothing has really scared me, including It, clowns. I'm cool, right? But I know that this movie has affected a lot of people in their fear of clowns, this one and the original, right? They're terrified of clowns because of It, right?
Yes.
The newer generations are probably the newer ones.
Very true.
But this is why you're scared of clowns, and I think that's hilarious. Anyways, my husband at the time, we went to go see it. He's always been a trooper about seeing scary movies with me. He likes the scary movies. We were out to dinner the store right before. He was getting more and more agitated. I'm like, what's wrong with you? And he starts doing this, and I'm literally, what's wrong with you? He's like, well, this may or may not be a good time to tell you I have a fear of clowns. We've been together for 10 years.
Wow.
And this never came up. And then I realized, he never watched Clowns from Outer Space with me or anything. And I'm like, oh, it's gonna be okay. You're gonna be.
Yeah.
We're gonna do this together. It's 6'5". We got
That's
this.
funny.
We walk into the theater. It was a little neighborhood theater, tiny, right? And they decorated it with red balloons.
Oh boy.
He's like, nope, and I'm like, yep. No,
That's
anyway.
funny. It's like a theme park attraction.
Yeah.
You see the big drop, and you're like, oh no, I'm not going.
Yeah,
And then,
he's like, no,
you're coming on the roller coaster, but
We're
instead it's
going.
it.
But he was a trooper. He enjoyed himself. He
That's
survived.
good. That's very good.
Yeah, and he ended up loving it.
That's great.
Yes,
Very
and
glad
he
you-
actually took initiative, and during COVID, was watching it on his own.
Wow.
And the moment he's watching it on his own, it's
On
like
his
comfort.
own.
So that's my
That's
experience.
great.
Seeing your
Love
movie
to
for the
hear it.
first time, it was hilarious. I'm like, what's wrong with you? We've been together for 10 years,
No, yeah.
and I've never seen you swirling. Clowns, man. What is it about
I
clowns?
don't know. I never really had a big fear of clowns. I just was I never thought that they were creepy or scared of them. And a lot of people were like, really? You were on it. I was like, no, not really. The only thing I have a fear of is heights. My stomach gets squeezy whenever I'm up top. When I look down, I'm like, oh boy.
So
No.
roller coasters are your name.
I used to be deathly afraid of roller coasters, but in the past 2 years, I got over that fear, and thank goodness I did. And the way I actually got over that fear is because I was in Busch Gardens, Tampa. My mom forced me to go on the Iron Gwazi, which was a 300-foot, 90-degree drop.
Oh yeah.
And she was like, yep, you're going on this. So oh my God. And me and my dad both think that it was the scariest roller coaster we've ever been on in
Really?
our lives. No, yeah, nothing comes close.
Really?
Yeah, it's so scary. It's very scary.
Aside from the drop, what makes it so scary? That one specifically.
It's it's you're going up too, because you're it takes a while to get to this, because you're oh, okay.
The slow climb.
And then you look back and you're like, okay, this is so bad. And you look up, you got 300 feet to go, and you're like, oh crap. And then you get to the top, right? And you look down, and you're like, oh my God. And
No, and it's so much bigger than any others because like normal, like the best roller coaster at usually a park is like 250 feet. This is like a ton more. Or I could be wrong, it could be 400 feet. It's one of the two. It's so big, and you can see it from anywhere in the park. And yeah, it was just, you know you made a mistake when you're like on the thing. And you know, obviously, you know, the roller coaster stops, and you know, to give it that, you know, that scary feeling. And then you start going, and it's not like a diagonal. It's
Like a vertical drop.
yeah, it's just vertical. It's just straight down. And I closed my eyes because I was definitely afraid of roller coasters at that time. So imagine going on like the scariest roller coaster ever while having like a deathly afraid of roller coasters. Like I wouldn't go on the Incredibles Incredicoaster at California Adventure because it went upside down. I conquered that fear very quickly. But yeah, just that's the one thing that I have a fear of. And not roller coasters anymore, but heights.
No,
for
after
sure.
you conquered your fear.
No, yeah, it's so fun. I love going to theme parks now. So.
Have you ever seen Final Destination 3?
No, I have not. Why?
Don't put that on your list.
How come?
Because it's a roller coaster thing.
Is it
Have you seen
really?
any of the Final Destinations, first of all?
I have not.
Okay, so start with 1, 2, and then go to 3. After that, it's kind of like,
Okay.
you know. But
Alright.
it's a really good trilogy. It's good. So yeah, the basic theme of the movie is someone has a premonition that something's going to happen. Crash on the highway, plane crash, and then they come to and they get off the plane. They avoid the crash, but oh, death still knows it that you were supposed to be in that. See, everyone's nodding, right?
Oh.
And so now the people who avoided it, because you interrupted the chain of events, now start dying in really weird ways.
Ooh.
It's really good. Lots of great horror royalties in it. Tony Todd's in it,
Alright.
Candyman, and anyway, part 3 is a roller coaster accident.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, it's really good.
Alright.
It's really good.
Very sweet.
So, yeah, I wasn't afraid of roller coasters until that movie, thanks Final Destination 3. But I still go on them, but it's so funny. Every time I'm on that incline, I'm like, this may not be a good time to start thinking about that movie, and I think about it every time.
Yeah.
So.
No, I bet. I bet. You know, I've never actually watched a movie and like got scared of something though. So.
That's what I was going to ask you. Is there any horror element in movies that does frighten you? No?
Just like jump scares, really. No, yeah. I mean, like the unknown, all like the build up to a jump scare, like when you know it's coming.
But then it doesn't happen. And then
Oh yeah. No, that's like that. I think that's like the scariest element for me. Like blood doesn't scare me. Like the actual slashing doesn't scare me. Nothing like that really. So.
What elements in a horror film do you enjoy? Like for me, it's practical effects. What about
Okay.
you?
I really like, especially for it, I love the lighting effects, or the music. Oh my gosh, you know, horror movies are as good as the music, or only as good as the music, because, you know, it really sets the tone for everything. So, I love, you know, it really gets your heart beating, or like, you know, just the screen, the visual effects, I'd say those. No, for sure, definitely, by far.
That's amazing. I love this.
Thank you, I appreciate
You're
it.
so young though. You're just a little horror baby. All of us have been doing this for so long. It's like to quote Hellraiser, we have such sights to show you in the horror world.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies I
There's a
have
lot.
not seen in horror, so I'll have to catch up.
Yes. Do you have a favorite type of era, like the 90s, 80s, early 2000s?
I love the Scream movies.
Those are good.
So awesome. I love that, like that mystery, but also that like scary. That whole franchise. So awesome.
Do you ever see the twists coming?
You know, I think I do. And then something completely I was like, oh my gosh, I thought this was happening. But then something completely different happens. I'm like,
whoa, I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
Because like they don't really like give it away the hints, but then like somehow they like can do like connections, and I was like, oh come on, how was I supposed to get that? But you know,
But when you go back and watch it, you're like,
yeah, you see things differently now because you already know the killers, and you're like, oh, that makes a lot more sense. That's why.
have you seen the newest one yet?
No, I haven't.
Ooh.
I wanted to go see it with my friends, but I have not been able to.
It's fun.
School sucks.
I, but you know, stay in school.
Of course. Stay in school.
Keep at it. All right, back to the audience. Any more audience questions at the moment? Yes.
Did you see Pennywise before that scene?
No, I did not. They
So
kept
your
it a
fear
secret.
that was the real fear in that moment.
Yeah, well, I mean, I wasn't really that scared of Pennywise, but I mean, it was just like, oh wow, this is what he looks like. You know, very cool because I've never seen anything like that before. But the funny thing is, I wasn't actually, and I promise I'm being honest when I say this, I was not like super startled or like by Pennywise at all, really, because I already knew Bill Skarsgård, you know, by talking to him. So I just knew he was just in a costume. So it wasn't like, and he wasn't trying to scare me too, because I was young, you know, super young. But like Jack Dylan Grazer, Wyatt, you know, the Losers kids, he didn't care about not scaring them because they were old enough, and he was like, no, I'm gonna scare them, you know, because they're gonna get over it soon, because, you know, we're gonna be doing a lot of filming together, and I want that actual real reaction. And so did Andy Muschietti, you know, he purposely put us all away so we could see that real genuine fear on screen, which is very, very smart. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really that scared of him, so yeah, surprisingly, a lot of people are like, oh, you're lying. I'm like, no, it's actually true. But yeah, to answer your question, I have to say that probably. So.
Saw someone else.
I have two questions. The first one, do you have any future projects or current projects or things you're looking to do in the future right now?
I mean, dude, I just did 2 auditions yesterday. That was alright. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be doing a movie next year. I cannot say what it is though, but should be fun. I'm gonna have a good time, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. So.
Something new, not like.
No, yeah, it's definitely something new. It's kind of horror oriented. Super cool though. Super great concept. Look forward to it. Yeah, something new for sure. So yeah, very excited.
My other one was, can you still do in the You'll Float too?
Oh man, honestly.
Not if you don't want to. But
No,
it's probably
it's
voice for sure.
no, yeah. What happened was I stopped doing it like 4 or 5 years ago because just I'd lose my voice at cons, and then everyone would be like, "Oh my gosh, what happened to your voice?" And I'd be like, well, I did You'll Float 2 too many times.
Just
so
have it on like a
I
recording
just stopped
on
doing
your
it.
phone and
Yeah,
just
I
play
mean,
it.
there's so many recordings of me doing it like at Comic Cons and stuff. Like I bet you could look it up. So I stopped doing it. Also, my voice doesn't go that high anymore, so that definitely plays a part. But definitely, unfortunately, no. So sorry, but yeah, I wish I could, but it just doesn't go that high anymore.
Right. Anyone else right now? Not yet? All right. Well, you mentioned that you played baseball in school and stuff, so you
Yes.
go to a regular school?
I go to a Catholic school, private school.
Okay.
Which,
But not like an actor school or like...
no.
Yeah. So how do you juggle, auditions and acting and jobs with being a regular kid?
I mean, you just,
Or is that all your folks making sure it happens?
well, yeah, I mean, you just get, like, the work you have for that thing you have, like, for the duration that you're filming, and then for that duration, you'll do the work with an on-set tutor that's legally has to be there, and then, after that, you just come back, you say, hey, look at all the stuff I got done, they're like, okay, all right, you're all good. So yeah.
Do you have aspirations to study this in college, or do you want to be something else when you grow up?
I don't really know what I want to do. I certainly like acting, but for like college wise, I have no clue. I really have no clue what I want to study.
These are the tough questions, y'all.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
questions.
because the thing is, with like college stuff for acting, a lot of like college students that are in acting classes in college, I'm already at the level that they are wanting to like be at, So it's like, I mean, if I get a scholarship, like a full ride scholarship, that's one thing. But it's like, I feel like, I'd already be like, I know all this, and, I want to like, I don't know, I also had a very big passion for nature and animals. I still do. So I said for a long time, I wanted to like study like maybe zoology or like marine biology because I love animals.
I majored in animal science in college.
Nice, very
I'm a
cool.
veterinary technician, so.
That's great. No, yeah, I love animals for sure. I'd always like stay outside and I just watch. Like, I'm very glad that my backyard it has a lot of vegetation, so I just watch like whether it's like bees or lizards back in Arizona, or at night go scorpion hunting. So fun. It's really cool.
That
And
is
I'm
the
just-
most Arizona statement I've ever heard
No,
from
yeah,
anyone
it's
in my
scorpion
life.
hunting.
Scorpion hunting.
Yeah. And,
What is that?
You just go out at night with a black light and some pliers, and you go hunting for them.
Fires?
No, yeah. And then we well,
See,
That scares me.
well, the thing is, because they are kind of invasive. No, well, they're not invasive. They're invasive to our backyard, but they're not invasive to like Arizona. Because they're invasive to our backyard, we have like bug sprayers. Sometimes they don't get all of them. So what we do is we go to the backyard. Me and my dad, we don't really do this anymore, but we used to do it a lot. And we just find them with the black light. We get them with the pliers, and we squish them. No, yeah. But one time, though.
So how big are these guys?
They're not that big. They're bark scorpions,
Okay.
so they're
So
about
little guys.
maybe that big. With the tail, like all the way flat out, they're probably
Like 3 inches.
at most they're that big. But like usually they're like about that big.
Okay.
So yeah, not too big. But the black ones, I'm pretty sure they like live in like Africa. They like get like this big, which
Yeah.
is crazy to me. But they don't have that much venom. Their venom's not that potent because they got big claws. But yeah, actually, the funny thing is, the smaller the claws, the more venom they have.
Really?
No, yeah, for sure. And bark scorpions are like the most like deadly scorpion in the world. I'm pretty sure, or at least like one of them, because they have the most like venom potency. And I actually got stung by one once.
Ooh.
Very bad, very bad.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I couldn't like feel my leg for a day. I got stung on my big toe right here, and I knew it happened. I knew it happened because I remember it was at night, and I was on the couch. I woke up from a nap. I stepped, felt this sharp, jolting pain, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's a scorpion. I know that's a scorpion. And I was right, because I was hopping around the house. I was like, okay. And I was turning on the lights, and I was like, Dad, I just got stung by a scorpion. And he was like, oh, okay. And I was like, what do I do? And he's just like, I don't know. You just gotta,
Write it out?
yeah, write it out. Because if you're not allergic, there's not much you can do. So what I did was I took my black light in the pantry. It's in the laundry room, but it's in a cupboard, not pantry. And I got it. And I was looking around. I was like, was this actually a scorpion? I looked, and there was like a scorpion like this big
Golly.
under the couch.
No.
So I was like, okay. And then that night was a rough night. I did not sleep very soundly. Once I fell asleep, I was like, okay, and I woke up. But the night that I got stung, I was in pain big time. It was bad. It was very bad. But I love nature, so but for like college, I haven't really thought
thought too much into it, but you know, I mean, I'm only a sophomore, so, but I really love nature and animals, so if, you know, I had to choose something that like, I truly had a passion for and truly loved. I love acting, but I also just feel like if I went to school for acting, it just might be like, I'm already like on the
Already done
level
things.
all these students want to be at. Like, is this really what I want to do? You know, or would I want to do something that like, you know, I want to learn like more about, you know, which is animals, because I think they're really cool. But
That's amazing, man.
no, yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
There's a little fruit fly flying
Oh
around here.
boy.
So
He's
you
like,
attracted to you because
I
you
know.
like its kind.
I know, you're like, oh, you like nature? Okay, I'm gonna go by you.
Exactly.
Yeah. But, I mean, yeah, so. I mean,
Yeah. But what do you want to be when you grow up is the toughest question anyone's ever going to ask you always.
yeah.
And I'm 40 years old and I still don't know. So don't go.
No, yeah, I was like, I have no clue. I have no clue, because I feel like I should know. And I feel like the answer everyone's always expecting is an actor, because I'm already an actor, which is true. I do want to be an actor when I grow up. But it's like, I mean, I kind of want to like also do like something else, because I've already been doing this for so long. I want to like try something else. I don't want to stop acting. That's what I'm saying. I love acting. I want to continue this until I croak. But I also want to like try something else, you know? Like, but you know, it doesn't even have to be like an actual job. It could just literally be like a hobby that I enjoy doing, you know? Because no, I'm not gonna be. I love baseball, and that's like the thing I really like, really love. And I also like gaming. I'm not going to be a professional gamer, and I'm not going to be a professional baseball player. Those are very much apparent things, and it's not me being cynical. It's just like it's reality.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm already an actor that so many like, and I'm at the level so many people aspire to be at. So I'm like, why stop? Why stop? But when I'm older, I'm hoping that like, you know, I can at least like volunteer and do stuff that like I enjoy doing. You know,
Definitely.
And, you know,
It's also like going back to schooling. It's good to have a plan B in case you get burnt out on acting down the
for
line.
sure.
20 years down the road, you're gonna be like, so tired of this another audition I don't want to do anymore. How about that animal thing?
No, yeah,
I
for
got that
sure.
degree for.
I think
It's just like, you know, you gotta like, always, you know, it could be literally anything. It could be a job, it could be like something you do, you know, but, you know, jobs are jobs, you know. But if you know, if you decide to, you know, do a job that you truly love, it makes it a lot easier. But it's also hard when, you know, you have a hobby that turns into a job. That also sucks, because then you start to be like, okay, now that's how I bring in money, you know, and it's like, okay, I did this for fun, now I have to do this when I don't want to, because like, because now I don't have to, now it's not on my own time, you know, I don't have to do this on my own time, I'm forced to do this, which sometimes feels like a chore, and you don't want stuff to feel like a chore, you want to do stuff because you want to do it, you know, I guess, you know, just with acting, I really love it, and I want to do it when I'm older down the line. But I definitely want to like have something where, you know, I can also have fun when I'm not acting, because I'm not going to be acting 24/7. You know, that's not like there's just not.
That's how you go crazy.
Exactly. You know, you're not always going to be on a film set for the rest of your life. You know, because that's how jobs are. But I don't want to live like that. I don't want to be constantly, you know, on a set, and then, you know, once I'm done with that set, I go on another set. Because, you know, you can get very burnt out, especially when, you know, filming takes a while, especially if you're like a lead. So, I mean, I want to make sure, you know, when, you know, I'm in downtime, you know, when I'm not acting, I can just have something fun where I could be like, this is my thing, I love doing it,
this is how I want to spend my me time to keep me sane, you know? No, yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Wow, this interview got real deep.
Yeah, for sure. I was like, oh, wow.
You don't know me, but I keep it weird.
No, but I love it. I love it.
Keep it fresh, keep it weird,
For sure.
So we have about 3 more minutes, and this
Okay.
gentleman has
Yes,
been on
sorry.
camera for a while.
Yes.
So I just want to get to it real quick.
I was gonna say your baseball team. Like, are they still in the playoffs, or who's your pro baseball team?
The D-backs,
Oh,
They
go-
got eliminated.
well, they didn't. They weren't in the playoffs to begin with.
Yeah.
But the doubleheader with it was Atlanta versus the Mets. Oh my goodness! They only could like the Diamondbacks only could move on to the playoffs if the doubleheader, the same team won the same game. So the Mets and the Mets would have to win both games, or the Atlanta Braves have to win one game, both games. And the Mets won the first game, and the Braves won the second game, which meant we could not go to the playoffs. It's really sad because I had such a fun time last year going to the playoff games. I went to a World Series game, unfortunately lost, but that was such a fun time I had. I'm really sad that they didn't go to the playoffs because that means I'm not going to be able to experience that again. It is what it is, but it's definitely going to be sad because I would have loved to go back to Chase Field, and watch, my team play. It definitely would have been a fun time, just to reminisce. Yeah, we got eliminated. But who I'm rooting for, oh man, I guess, I'm a Packers fan, so I guess the Brewers, Gotta go Brewers, baby, go Brewers. But yeah, or LA. I don't know. I like LA because I like Shohei. Such a good athlete, even though the LA is kind of like the villain in all this. But probably the Brew Crew or LA for sure.
Well, thank you very much. It's been so fun.
Oh yeah,
to meet
thank you for having me. I didn't even realize I had a panel until maybe 20 minutes before the thing.
You're
So
like, oh dear.
no, yeah, I was informed. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
surprise.
I guess I'm gonna go. But yeah, love the crowd. Thank you all for coming. Thank you
Yes.
so much. No, yeah, I had a great time. Thank you for listening to me ramble on for about how long was this?
An hour.
An hour. Thank you guys for
We
listening to
stretched
me
it for an
yap for an
hour.
hour. Oh my gosh.
We did it.
Goodness, I wouldn't have been able to do that. I would have been left by 30 minutes. I'd be like, I'm out of here. Oh, but
Well,
yeah.
we kept it fun. So
No, yeah, thank you.
You didn't want to run out
Hope
on
you
us.
guys were entertained
Yes,
by my stories.
Will this be put on YouTube?
Yes, it will.
Yeah, probably,
Yep.
yes. No, definitely.
Wonderful.
So, you can hear yourself talk, and, that'd be fun. But yeah, thank you guys. Have a good day. Bye.
I got some stuff for you to sign.
Oh, okay. See you at this table, okay?
Okay.
Let's get a photo.
No, yeah, I'd love to. For sure.
I really didn't like that photo.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. That was not like panel. I know.
In a good way, I hope.
No, yeah, no. I don't mean it like in a bad way.
Yeah.
Sure.